Hello and welcome back to Radio Language. My name is Vlad and I'm going for my Bible collection again from my bookshelf. And this video is about the Slavic languages, and they're quite a cool language family. They're part of Indo-European language family, along with Romance, Germanic, Celtic, Balto-Slavic, and there might be one more, there might not be. But the first one today is, again, it has nothing on it, but this is actually in Russian, and it's quite cool. Russian is an Eastern Slavic language closely related to Ukrainian and Belarusian, and also to Bulgarian, Polish, Macedonian, Serbian. So all these Bibles will be very closely related to each other, but also very distant at the same time. So it's quite cool. I've been collecting Bibles in multiple languages for purely linguistic reasons, for comparative linguistics. So I can take any chapter, any verse, and compare it quite easily. Instead of comparing a translation of a book, which might be a bit different, or sometimes a bit hard to follow, whether look at paragraph. It's just easier. You can see chapter 1, verse 1, and you got a very short bit of text to actually translate instead of looking at a paragraph. Or it's easier to translate. For me personally, it's easier to translate the Bible and compare it with other languages than it is a book. But it's cool. I'm glad I got this. It's sort of nice actually that it actually has nothing on it, so you don't know what it is, and you can just casually read it. Because I've read the Bible in English, I can understand the Russian Bible quite well, and also I've been learning Russian now for the past 7 or 9 years. So, I mean, for example, out of this page, I can probably get at least 60% of the words and understand it. And because I have read it in English, it does kind of help as well with understanding. The next book is this is in Ukrainian, and Ukrainian is also an Eastern Slavic language, very close to Belarusian, and also quite close to Czech and Polish as well, very close to Russian, but actually has some interesting features in it which remind me quite of Czech and Polish, and Slovakian as well, and Sorbian. So it's cool. I got actually one of my mum's friends got this for me, which is really cool. So my mum went to the Ukraine for a conference, and one of her friends actually bought her this Bible for me because I asked for it. So it's really cool, and I like it. Again, I can compare it with Russian, take any chapter. So I'm glad I got this one. The next one is in, sorry, I'm just trying to, I got made of Bibles, so I'm trying to figure out which one to show. So this one, I believe, is in, this is in Czech. And again, my mum went, she does quite a bit of traveling for her job, and she went to a conference, and she went to Prague, and I asked her, oh, could you get me a Bible in Czech, because I knew she was going there. And it's really cool. Again, Czech is a Western Slavic language, I believe, very close to Slovakian, Polish, and then Sorbian. Czech is also in some ways close to Russian and Ukrainian and Belarusian, and so it's quite cool. I can, because I've learnt Russian and I've studied and compared the Slavic languages now for about 5 years and done comparative linguistics on them, I can read quite a few things here, and maybe out of this page I can probably understand maybe 20 to 30% of the words. Not like the Russian, where the Russian I can understand about 60%, but with this, because I have some knowledge of Slavic languages, I can understand 20 to 30% just naturally. Without knowing this language, I can understand quite a bit, which is quite cool. So in Czech. And the next one, this is in Polish. And as I said, Polish is a Western Slavic language. This is close to, as I said again, like to Czech, Slovakian, and Sorbian. And spoken Polish, like I can understand spoken Polish relatively okay. And it's weird because there's sometimes I understand Polish. I can understand it's very basic conversations. I can't understand a complicated conversation in Polish, but I can a very basic conversation like I went to this shop, I bought this, that kind of conversation, not anything more complicated. But it's cool. So I can understand some things, and then sometimes I don't understand anything, and I'm just sort of like, what? But I've learned to sort of read and pronounce Polish, and when reading this, I can probably understand, let's say, 30 to 40%, a little bit more than the Czech, because sometimes Polish seems a little bit closer to Russian to me. This is my own personal belief. So it's quite cool. I've tried to read this a little bit. It's a bit difficult, but I'm getting there. And the last books, these three, so they're all the same language, and the reason why they're so big is because the text is big too. So these are really cool. This is in this Bible is in Old Church Slavonic, or could be Church Slavonic, and Church Slavonic is a Southern Slavic language, I believe. It's used by the Russian Orthodox Church or the Eastern Orthodox Church. So they'd probably use this in different Orthodox churches around the East, that kind of area, Eastern Europe area, and Russia as well. And I got this book actually when I was in Latvia. I went to a Russian Orthodox service a few times, just out of interest, and it's just so beautiful. I put a link in this video of a Russian Orthodox service and some singing, but it's a really cool book. I mean, I love the way it's written, and with this I could probably understand about maybe 20%. First of all, it's difficult to read it because even though it's written in the Cyrillic alphabet, like Russian and Ukrainian, Belarusian, it's just the way it's written just throws me off quite a bit. And then there's a lot of characters in here I don't know how to pronounce or look a bit unfamiliar. Like this character here, I know that's an OT, an OT, I believe. But anyway, it's a cool book to have. I can compare this with a Russian, and I just love the way it's written. And I think this is Matthew. This is trying to read is a bit difficult, but this is the beginning of the New Testament, I believe. And yeah, it's really cool. I just think it's such a beautiful book. And I just love the way it's written, and carrying these back in my luggage made it very heavy. I also got so many other books in Old Church of Slavonic. So this one might be the Old Testament. Again, I'm still trying to decipher it sometimes. So this is, I believe this is, it comes in 3 parts. So I believe this is, again, is I don't know which book this is. I don't think it's Genesis chapter 1. But it's a cool book to have. I could just show you the pictures. I just, the way they write things is beautiful. I could just show you the pictures of this Bible all day. So I believe this is, yeah. So this is the first chapter, Genesis. So Genesis chapter 1. So I can take Genesis chapter 1 and take any verse from here, compare it with any of the other Slavic language Bibles, and see how different it is from Old Church Slavonic, or see how close it is. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. I still want to find a Bible in Bulgarian, Macedonian, Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, and Slovenian. So I don't have those Bibles yet, but I will get them. But I'm rambling on again. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video series about having a look at my different Bibles. I'm always trying to collect more Bibles in many languages. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.